line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to PTM Racing TV, and now live at Talladega County's Talladega, Alabama. Talladega Superspeedway is now on the show, and it's ready to go here as the Fast and Fun Green Mountain Girls Truck Series are about to take aim and take shape here on this very tough to master track. I am the Crusader, Christian Charger, joining you tonight as we get to see the show and see the action here. Let's take it down and see our number 1 seeds here. Jantic, number 1 qualifier in the number 40 is outside. George Young will be piling up number 48. Row number 2 is going to be Gar Snyder, and the 88 is outside Stephen Pless in the 69. Row number 3 is going to be Nathan Meyer, the number 1 is outside Robert Lawrence in the 5. Row number 4 sees Kevin Kersher, and the 91 is outside Jason Taylor in the 15. Row 5 sees Trey Whitehead, and the 33 is outside James Harris, the number 4. Row number 6, Brock Whitehead, and the 82 is outside Richard Fornshell in the number 90. Row number 7, well, that will be piloted up here by Tyler Meeks, and the 35 is outside Kevin Ward in the 112. Row number 8, Justin White in the number 28 is outside will be Sheldon Pearson in the 8. Row number 9, we'll see Christian Wilcox, the 53 is outside Adam Scrum in the 95. Row number 10 is Eli Childs, who will be race controlling tonight, is outside Caleb Forsythe in the 76. Robert Wynn piloting in the 16 with John Thacker, the 56, on his outside row 11. And finally, row 12 sees Charles Whitehead in the 51 and Robert Wynn Jr. in the number 89. Oh, excuse me, pardon me, there's actually a few more drivers here. Dakota Wilson here in the 52, and then Jonathan Diamond 39. Final starters, row 14 is Russ Kilgore in the 2, and Joshua Caudill piloting the number 23. Time to send the boys on down for a 65-lap shootout here in a haymaker's paradise on this kind of track racing. This place is certainly one of the toughest tracks you'll see raced on throughout the series and throughout these events. But the biggest question is, who can master the track and who can master the slingshots and the passes? Because the one thing's for sure, there's not a lot of room to make mistakes here on this track if you get a little too close for comfort. One thing I will expect though today is a lot of 3 wide salutes, a lot of double side-by-side battle action here as throughout this event, throughout the showing, as we take a look at our track tech talk for the evening. Over 2.5 miles in length. Talladega Superspeedway, by far the biggest track in the real world here for the ovals, banks, circuits. It's one of the toughest tracks to master, one of the toughest tracks to win on. It can be a crapshoot, or you can have your lucky day. That's what makes it so tough out here. But most of the drivers here will tell you one thing is for sure. You go full throttle, send off, no matter where you go around here. The wind and everything can staying under control, so the weather will be fair and everything else will be kind of taken easy and not taking too much for granted here. I suspect that there will be a lot of hard racing out of the gate, out of the positions here from start to finish. So we'll have to take a look at this one. There's one more race coming after this here that will determine the final four going into the championship race, with many drivers right now trying to get into the final four. The ticket here is a winner's circle check. And with Talladega, this place evens the odds for anyone under and below. So we'll see if this is going to play out in the favors of them or if it'll play out in the favors of the veterans here. But race fans here at Talladega, if you guys are ready, I see all you standing up in the crowd, standing up, ready to fire them on down. Race fans down at PTM Racing TV studios watching along with us. It's time to bring down the hammer and lay down the thunder at Talladega Superspeedway. Through the charge already coming out of turn number 2 here. Drivers already looking for some openings, looking for some lines to hit up. Looks like Stephen Plett's already opting to go 3 wide saloon here as he goes right side by side here with George Young in the 48, as well as Kevin Kersher in the 91. Kersher trying to hold the bottom line down and keep his champion power equipment 91 Chevrolet Silverado in check and in place as the natural light. Number 48 of George Young still searching for his first career win. If you wanted to choose a track that may give him that opportunity to do it, this is certainly that track. Kersher now going into the middle, though. He's got a bit of a 3 wide salute standstill. That's a bit of a bad omen here. He doesn't want to go too crazy out of the gate. Young backs off. Goes down a low. Looks like he's going to get some help from Jason Taylor. And the number 15 Taylor opens the door and gives the Remington Chevrolet a little bit of room from the Ford F-150 of Young. And now look at Kersher going to the outside already. He's going to get some help from his teammate here in the number 5, Robert Lawrence, trying to bring the power into the momentum. 2 different manufacturers, same company, though, working together. Champion and Green Mountain Girls represented on both trucks here, trying to get some momentum going. But unfortunately for them, Janzik will hard charge it off and move the field in with Garth Snyder right behind him. Lawrence sent to the outside, banking. He's going to have some work to do. And that's going to be a big thing you're going to watch all day long. Slingshot passes versus big run passes. A lot of drivers will tell you up front it's extremely difficult to get these things to really pass up on their own. They don't have the momentum or the stability or the control that you may have gotten from one of the older cars back in the days of the 2000s package drafts and all that. I will say this, though, one of the biggest things that I love to look forward to with these races is the overall consistency and control that these drivers can bring to the table and hang on with. We're getting a good glimpse of that right now as we go on board here with Jonathan Diamond, the 39. Drivers look like they're trying to make a little bit of a head move here, a little bit of a power-based position in. Here comes a Manscaped 53, Christian Wilcox kind of hunting through the pack as we're going to go 3 wide salute here yet again. It's a packed draft here. How many 3 wides we got going on down there? Oh, we've got 3, 4, triple file, Gutman file. We're running it down at Talladega, baby. These guys literally know they just started the race, right? 4 deep, 3 wide, coming off turn number 2. Drivers looking for momentum and push anywhere they can. They're trying to find some run, trying to find something to go off of. But again, you know, is this a little too soon? Is this a little too early for comfort? That remains to be questionable. Continuing on the pack, though, everyone looking pretty solidly here as they continue to make their way through the field right now. You can see a little bit of movement coming from the 76 Caleb Forsyth. He's trying to get the NPR crew rallied up, try to rope the troops. Of course, John Thacker right behind him as well, right in the area. Now he comes in, trying to help him out. Team NPR trying to do some work and some damage control on these guys right now, while Team Blackstone Management Racing Team, headlined with the 3 wide motorsports here, trying to also do some work down there. Everybody just continuing to drop down, drop in, or push off as much as they can. And a little bit of movement back there. Looks like the 28 here. Looks like that is a new driver to our name. Oh, no, 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 no. We got problems down here, though. We got one smoking up a bit. Kevin Kirscher has been sent to the Shadow Realm, and that will bring out the caution. I thought we were going to go a whole green flag run there for a while with that kind of stuff. Well, let's see what happened here. Let's take a look at the PTM instant replay. It looked like there might have been movement down there between these drivers here. We'll take a look, presented in part by Champion Power Equipment for this one. We'll go ahead and switch to the Green Mountain logos here in a minute. And looks like the 91 got kind of sent outward a little bit, and trouble just kind of brewed up for him. Taking a look at it from another camera angle here. From my angle, it does not appear there was any contact made until a little bit late in that run. If we get the replay up, there's the move. Kirscher thought he had the line, and Janzik, well, Janzik wasn't exactly going to give it back to him. So he'll have to work off that. Janzik, though, I guarantee you, not too worried about it. If anything, he's just letting everyone know, sending the message out. Do not test me if you're not clear. He's been known to really drop it in and fire off on some of these guys. We'll see if that continues on. Let's take it down now. It's time to talk with some Oval Sim performance drivers. As the number 35, Tyler Meeks joins me here now. Tyler, do you have the copy?
I have a copy.
All right. Well, sir, right now, currently, we've only got about a couple laps in out of this 65-lap big race here. But with 80% of fuel here, what is the strategy going in when you have to deal with pit road in the early going of this race?
We are going to try to stretch it to a 2 pit stop strategy. So we're pitting here, try to get some extra, and just ride it out, see where we can go from here.
For sure there. All right, well, Meeks, we do appreciate your time here, sir. Go get into pit road. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Tyler Meeks right now popping into pit road. The number 35 Camping World machine did a little bit of damage there on that front end of the nose. Thankfully, the truck is okay to continue on. We'll see if that helps him out a little bit later on now as we talk down here with 3 Wide Motorsports. Bring him in now is the number 8 PM and Sons crew driver. And Sheldon, if you got the line, sir, it's pretty good to see you back here on a track that you seem to like a little bit.
Yeah, trying to survive, man. It could get crazy here anytime.
It definitely can indeed. Now, we just talked earlier about the fuel limit here. It looks like you've also gone into pit road for some fuel. Was that based off of the fact that you only have so much you can work with here, or are you trying to extend laps out in your case?
I was going to extend laps out, but I missed my pit, so we'll see how it works out because all my team just got fuel. So if it goes green, then I'm going to have to pit without them.
Well, that certainly is going to be a little bit of work to do here and plenty of time to be at with it. So, Pearson, anything else you got to say real quick?
Yeah, give a shout out to Champion Power Equipment, GMG, BSM, and you for broadcasting.
As always, man, appreciate the support.
All right, thanks, man.
Sheldon Pearson right now going to have some work to do here. As you heard him say, he missed his pit road end. So that end game may cost him a little bit of time. We'll see if that is the case here as we now bring it to a little stars and hearts and shines here. It's James Harris now on the number 4. James, pretty interesting little scheme you got going on. I know it's Valentine's Day down there, sir, but I mean, what came up with this design here?
Yeah, Valentine's Day. You know, couldn't go out to eat with my wife tonight. We're going to go this coming weekend, so figure I'd show her some love with my paint tonight.
I'd say it shows a little love to the paint to your girl, and as well as maybe a little bit of that GMG and Champion logo. So let's ask this too here real quick, because up top we do see that big old green banner there for the championship hunt. You've already got one to your name though. What would it mean to get a second truck championship though to your resume?
Well, technically it would be my third because I got one the first season before we brought PTM on board, but it would mean a lot. I think this was Craig's last season, so if I can beat him and keep him from winning one, I feel even better.
Well, you know, Craig, is you and him have that little rivalry going, but there is also that ever-looming threat that he wants to get this one after what happened in the Cup division. So we'll have to see, though, as we continue on. James, best of luck out here.
Yeah, 10-4, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. James Harris, ladies and gentlemen, the number 4, going to try to maybe kind of sprawl this one out, make a little bit of a love potion to get everyone kind of psyched out and thinking that he'll be nice to him today. We'll find out about that here. Robert Lawrence, when we come back from commercial break, we'll have the start. Foreign Shell will be right there on his outside. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. You guys need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market. There has only been one branded name that we have trusted in for all these years, and that is Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on their social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, so you can catch up on the latest news and updates from Green Mountain Grills, as well as check out their website, www.greenmountaingrills.com, to get your next best pellet grill for your next outing. All right, field now working their way on down the back straightaway here. We're ready to get fielded back in. 10 spots up for Richard Forenshaw out of the gate here. That Surefeed Chevrolet may be a contender here. Remember, though, anybody in that back half out of the 27 drivers that made the call can easily just kind of work their way on by. And, well, let's just say they may have a little bit of fun with this. I've seen drivers before, literally in a 43-car lap or 43-car field, just literally take everything to the wire, take everything to the shot. It can get crazy here. You never know what to expect. You never know what's going to happen next. Pilot them on around out of turn number 4. This time on by. We're ready to get the guys back in position, back on the track. Remember, 65 laps, and right with our in this field, this could definitely be a bit of a tall order for some of these guys, considering that some of them may be more built around that short run aspect. The long run is going to be all about the key of momentum and drafting here, though. We'll see who can work that in the best here. Off the start, Lawrence already almost going below the yellow line. Down at well, actually, he did go below the yellow line a little bit, but it was not to pass. Actually, I think it was because of a little bump draft in there from Trey Whitehead. And that Buffalo Springs Chevrolet Silverado now trying to put that big billet Phil Ford Tough number 5 ahead a little bit more so he can make the slingshot pass. Here comes Janzik on the outside. You know Janzik, more than anything, is a determined man. He feels he's owed one from the iRacing Lords in speed. He's been owed one by the iRacing gods. He deserves, in his mind, to be the #1 guy. But as we've seen before, and we know here all too well, that don't mean nothing around here. You race for your wins. You race for your championships. And sometimes Lady Luck will deal you a bad hand, but we'll have to see if that happens here. So far, though, out of the gate, everyone continuously driving harder and harder through the corners here. They are starting to kind of pull everyone back in place. Kevin Kershaw, despite the little situation he had popping up here about turn number 3 the last time by, we were under green. You can already see, like I mentioned just a minute ago, it doesn't matter if you're 26th or 27th or you're 1st or 3rd. You can find a way to pass here rather quickly if you know how to time yourself. I think it's just going to be more or less about the aggression here. And the early going here as drivers are getting pretty aggressive. So crossing over here. Drivers maneuvering around, trying to stay out of trouble. Can they hold it down? Ooh, that one got a little bit crazy there. Everyone's getting a little bit kind of all on it. A little bit out of touch and out of sight and out of mind. I think they may have forgotten that. Again, Talladega doesn't exactly like it when drivers do a little too many crazy things out of the gate. And Trey Whitehead now looking to do just that here. Goes to the bottom. He's got the run. Now can he dip the truck in a little bit and get the corners to really work off a little more here? The one thing I want you guys to watch for all day long is how the tires and that front end dips down into the track and starts to gravitate towards that speed and momentum. The more control he has over it, the more control he can actually get the draft to push him up and get a little runoff from. It's not just about 2 trucks really pushing and drafting and all that. Yes, that 550 horsepower package certainly does make a bit of a handful for them to work with, but because of the added weight, the extra benefit that these trucks can bring to the table, it makes for more of a tandem pack more than anything. Although I still would like to see what it would be like if we put those old Chevrolet Silverados here on the track here and see if they can try and push those around. Lord knows I have enough time holding those things online as it is. Oh, yellow flag back on out here. We got problems down there. Charles Whitehead. Oh, we got one car upside down, though. I think it might be Sheldon Pearson upside down on his roof here. Oh, my goodness, he is. Upside down here in turn number 2, and I think I may have given him the old broadcaster curse. I still don't know how the heck I keep giving them that old curse and how the heck it still pops up from time to time, but it happened again. For those that are wondering, it's when I bring someone in to talk with and see how they're doing and all that. And then something bad just inevitably happens. But you can see right here, the MR8 came right off of corner number 1 there. It looked like he was trying to dive down. I think he might have got into the front end of that 95 Adam Scrum here. I mean, again, you got to kind of make your moves and time them just right, but that was certainly not the case for him. Taking a look at it. Yes, that was the 95 Adam Scrum. You can see the truck goes down, and once it got tapped, it was it. There was nothing you could do at this point. At this point, you're just pretty much hoping and praying you didn't damage too much. Or you're hoping you get set back on your lid so you can drive off instead of having to be towed. But for Pearson, that was the complete opposite, unfortunately. What a tough rake there for the number 8. So right now, everyone going to get settled back down a little bit here. Let's take it down now, talk with some more Oval Sim Performance drivers. Here now is number 69 in the lemonade stand. It is Mr. Steven Pless. How you doing today, buddy?
Doing good. Feeling pretty good right about now. How are you?
Well, doing all right ourselves. So real quick, let's talk about this for a second. Early on in the race, you were going for a hard charge out of the gate. You pretty much were trying to lean towards up to the front. And then the truck kind of had to back off, got into the wall, looked like coming off turn 4. What was going on down there?
Yeah, I had a high latency issue, so I was dropping to the back to not cause any issues, and I scraped the wall coming through the tri-oval. Didn't appear to take any damage though. Truck still feels really fast, so we're gonna see if we can get back up there to the front.
We'll let you get into pit road real quick before you say anything else.
And we missed pit box right there. That's awesome. Yeah, I got into the wall just a little bit. Nothing major, but it was still feels pretty good. Having a lot of fun out here. Drafts, awesome. Getting some mega runs tonight. So it should be some pretty good racing.
For sure there. Well, right now, currently, looks like that old Coach Guy for Gremlin's been leaving you alone, so we'll let you get down there and figure out the rest. But nevertheless, here, thank you so much, Steven, for your time, and we'll keep up in touch with you throughout the race.
Yeah, sounds good, man. We'll see if we can take it back to the front.
Sounds good. Thank you for your time here. Steven Pless, ladies and gentlemen, number 69, having a little talk with us here. Let's go ahead and take it down now and talk with some NPR crew drivers here. Let's go ahead and bring in Caleb Forsythe. Caleb, right now, a little bit of a hard run charge earlier, and things got a little crazy down there, didn't it?
It did, man. We're just right now. We're just kind of testing water, seeing where everything's gonna land at. Not taking anything way too serious right now. Really, just testing the trucks.
So looks like you got kind of stuck in pit road there a little bit. What happened exactly? A little pit penalty, or did you have to get a tow?
No, neither. We had a we'll call it an emergency for the time being. Had to go take care of some business.
All right, we'll leave it at that then. So now that you've got everything kind of situated out, do you think you got time to get that lap back or two? Because it looks like, I think 2 laps down or 1 lap?
Yeah, we'll be fine. There'll be something else happen. We'll just hang out at the back.
All right, for sure there. Well, nevertheless, here, Caleb, do appreciate your time here, sir.
All right, thank you, man.
The NPR crew giving us a little word in right now as the drivers continue to get settled back down around the track. We got a new driver on the line up here today that I don't think we've ever met before, so let's give him a good old PTM Racing TV welcome, and please welcome to the show the number 28, Justin White. Justin, welcome to the show, sir.
Howdy, howdy. How are you?
Well, we're doing pretty good. Well, nevertheless here, we saw you kind of maneuver around a little bit earlier. It seemed like you're getting a little bit of a hard charge on the runs here. How good is the draft and the aero kind of pushing forward to get that truck up to the field?
The draft in these trucks is amazing. I mean, you cup car, you can fall back, second and a half and see you. You might as well go ahead and just park it because you're going to be back there, way back there out of the draft. But these things, you catch a sniff of it at 1.5 seconds, it just pulls you all the way around the track. So it's kind of, I love drafting with these things. They get great run.
They certainly do indeed. So for your grinds 28 here today in that Chevrolet Silverado, what would you say is probably going to be the best entry and exit here for this kind of a track? Because it seems like the bottom's getting a lot of love down there, but there are drivers moving in the middle and towards top side.
As the track starts to rubber in, I have a feeling the top is going to be the train going to the front here shortly. Especially with these trucks and the lower horsepower that we have, the momentum is going to be key. And you get a couple of 2 or 3 guys hooked up on the top, you're going to go to the front and just pull right by those guys and be able to pull down in front of them. And that's kind of the plan. Hopefully get a couple friends and take it 3 wide and go to the front.
Like I said, seem to have everything kind of head on your shoulders and ready to run this thing back down on the ground. So Justin, thank you for your time and welcome to the show, sir.
Yep, appreciate it. Thank you.
Justin White, ladies and gentlemen, making his PTM Racing TV television debut. All right, so as we get back to the green flag here right now, Trey Whitehead, Craig Janzik are going to be your 2 front runners, Robert Lawrence and Richard Fornshell. Also in that pack and in this hunt right now as the field tries to move their way into position. Still got a lot of laps left here to go. Drivers continuously trying to bank and fire off when they can here. This is going to be a very tough challenge for them, in my opinion, to really hold down to and hold off on the line. Because, again, they've got a lot of work they've got to bring to the table and really bring out onto the field here. I'm interested to see if they can keep everything under control here on these restarts. Because, again, we're seeing these guys, they're already out of the gate. Like, they're pushing these things maybe a little bit harder than I feel like they should out of the gate. And that could be a problem for a variety of reasons, but the main one is kind of obvious. Just driving that hard right out of the start, it actually ends up costing you more time than it actually does you good. So if that continues, you know, will they be able to really line them back up and hang on for the rest? We'll have to find out, though, as we're about ready to bring the drivers back on display and back out onto the field. It's time to lay them loose and let it go yet again. Green flag high in the air. Pushing and shoving out of the gate. Robert Lawrence going to be the one being the instigator of it. Trey Whitehead maybe trying to keep his pressure on, keeping the momentum going. Lawrence knows his season's done and over with the Truck Series, but for Trey Whitehead, he's still out searching for his first career championship. Janzik, though, on the outside is going to be one out to watch out for. Fornshell kind of getting some help, giving him some help there, too. And you can't count out the man in the big 56. John Thacker has now made his way into the field. He is charging with flying colors. The Waffle House Keystone Light Machine looking to make some moves and make some runs and some charges here, while Kevin Kershaw does much of the same. And Jonathan Diamond, we talked about earlier, right from the back. Guys starting to get a little bit crossed up, starting to move in the pace and in the field just a little bit more as they go. The Irish Keones right now of Kevin Ward here kind of moving up 5, now 4 down here as he moves through the field. He started back in 14th. He's now in 10th position right now, continuously driving it hard off with these field of drivers. Absolutely nobody giving an inch and no one giving any opportunities to miss here. It's either do or die time for these drivers when they get to the last 10 laps or so. Oh! And a big little hit there right off for Kevin Kershaw. He gets sent back a little bit as the rest of the field tries to maneuver around him. The one thing that is good, though, is that you can back off a little bit and actually get a whole thing of drafting going. If you got about 4 or 5 cars out on the track, you can actually really pilot up some big moves here and some big runs. Just because you're the race leader does not mean anything here. You can get caught up easily and you can get trapped easily if you're not careful. Well, the roar of these beasts is certainly something to say, so why don't we just shut our mics off for a minute, crank up the volume a little bit more, and just let the drivers go full ho-hum. It's time to crank it up. Oh, look out down there in the front straightaway. Big wreck, big wreck, big wreck. Watch out, watch out. Got problems down here. We got a huge pile up here on the front straightaway. Oh my goodness. We got one completely upside down. I believe that might be Brock Whitehead, or that might have been Kevin Kershaw. I could not get a number on that one when they wrecked, but oh my goodness, folks, a huge wreck. It's doing here on the front straightaway as you watch from the cam side here. Guys were trying to move through the field and they got a little bit too ahead of themselves, I feel, and that ended up getting everybody all out of shape and out of place here. Oh my goodness. Well, let's take it back here. Let's take another look from the start of when this came up to be, why this started to begin with. This is what happened here. We saw one driver, as we were doing the crank it up here, we saw one driver getting a little bit all over the place. I couldn't tell from that angle who it was originally, but there it is right there, Garth Snyder. And look at him bring it right back up at the 48. He got right into George Young here. Now here's where everything goes completely out of control here. Everything gets kind of shaped in a little bit and all out of place. George Young's trying to hold his line down. You see Charles Whitehead also kind of instigating a little bit of trouble. As the field just kind of brought it right into the pack and into the zone here. Everybody was kind of playing into this here a little bit. And that's where the big wreck came from. Take a look at it from another angle here. That's another shot here as you see Charles going up top side. Got right into it, Brock Whitehead there, and watch this. Oh my goodness. Adam Scrum, I see that 95 there smashed up. I think that might have been Sheldon Pearson that's up on his roof there in that back lane there, unfortunately. But nevertheless, every one of these drivers definitely in that mess is going to have to get a cleanup job or two. That's a hard wreck. Thankfully, everybody's going to walk away okay and they're safe. Thankfully, these safety equipment down there doing its job, doing everything it can to keep these guys in check and keep them online. It's a scary thought. It's a scary sight when you see stuff like this happen, and you just kind of overwhelmingly just kind of see what kind of comes with it. We're gonna try to avoid talking with any of the drivers involved in the wreck there and see who can else bring into the table. So, first up will be, of course, Greg Janzik, the number 40, as he now joins us in real quick. Janzik, you got a copy down there, sir?
Loud and clear, bud. How's the day?
Day's going pretty good, and so has your Elite Performance Motorsports Industry machine so far of the Toyota Tundra side of things. I'll ask you this though, right now you've been pretty much up front and avoiding the troubles and the carnage that's been lying ahead. How you been able to do it so far?
Yeah, it's all about working with people that you trust, got to make sure that the people that are going to be pushing you are going to be doing the right things at the right time, and the people that you're pushing, you got to be in pretty good communication with, because these trucks are actually a little bit of a handful. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the fact that we run 80% fuel and the rears are lighter because there's less weight in the rear of the truck, or what it is, but even just unloading into the corner, it's actually a little bit sketchy. So, there's a lot of factors going on, monitoring temperatures, all those kind of things, when you're tucked right up to the back of a truck. You got about 2.5 laps of pretty good tuck right underneath before you're going to have to back off and monitor that temperature. So, balancing all of these things with knowing how to make the move, having the friends on your side, is the recipe for success here today, bud.
Certainly is indeed. Well, nevertheless, though, Janzik, as we continue on with this one, it will definitely be a bit of a handful to see if everyone can keep these things online under control. But you've been doing it pretty much easily as can be so far, so we'll continue on with this. We will watch you from the show here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I appreciate you bringing me in. Happy Valentine's Day to all the viewers out there and all the people at PTM and even in our league here. I love you, Carly, if you're watching. And thank you, Free Beer and Hot Wings Show and Elite Performance Industries, Green Mountain Grills, the whole litany, for all their support.
Thanks for your time here, Janzik.
Yes, sir.
Greg Janzik, ladies and gentlemen, the number 40 here. Getting a little bit of a chat in there real quick before we get everything back to green. That huge wreck you just saw there definitely may have stirred the pot and got a guys a little bit out of control. When we come back, we'll see if they can get things wrapped up here. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. Need the best wood-fired pellet grills in the market. There's only one brand name that has been trusted by many and by us as well, and that's with Green Mountain Grills. You be sure to check them out on their local listings at www.greenmountaingrills.com. Check out their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram handles, all their social media platforms, so you can see what you're missing out on and what you could be getting in your next backyard barbecue. So at the moment still, we are currently under the caution. Caution was thrown out due to the big wreck that we witnessed just a minute ago. They'll bring him around corner number 3 right now. The number 4, James Harris, looking for one last season championships to his resume, to his name. You can certainly guess and certainly think to yourself that he wants nothing more than to be the top dog one last time, as really this will be the last chance for Janzik to walk away with the championship here. Moving their way on in right now here. Coming on in down the corners here off turn number 4 to the front straightaway of the tri-oval, and the drivers are back in game and back in charge. See that pace car literally parking it right off the exit there and of the end of pit road. As now the drivers enter into another feel-good moment, a little bit of power basing off around the edges here. Big races like this and big moments like this don't pop up too often than not. These big moments here really are what shape and define a generational career, as well as these drivers here. By the way, if I haven't already said out to the couple as well as everyone around the world there, happy Valentine's Day from us here at PTM Racing TV. Make sure you spend some time with your loved ones and your family, and as well as your couples there. Believe it or not, you never know how long we got on this. You never know how long we got to really be able to stay together and do things these days, especially after how coronavirus kind of came up into play. Those that were involved in that wreck earlier now seemingly kind of put more in a relapse state, more under control, if you will, trying to watch and avoid everything that goes down now. Sheldon Pearson, Charles Whitehead, Brock Whitehead, Kevin Kirscher, Stephen Pless, Adam Strom all had to go into pit road, and they did not come out for quite a time there. That will slow down the momentum, and they're boosting here, but thankfully for them, they still have a chance to make their way back around the brinks and around the track here, and thinking so do so. And apparently someone down there forgot to tell the NPR crew you're not supposed to go 3 wide soon after a huge wreck like I saw earlier, but apparently they don't want to play that. They want to go ahead and go big for it. They think they can get it. Kevin Ward trying to work with the team there, trying to get something going. As the guy's going up top, south side. Trey Whitehead doing everything he can, but he's getting no help or no room from anybody. Brad Thacker coming on board to get Johnny Thacker on the call, and Thomas Whitehead saying, "Get her done, Whiteheads." Oh, caution back on out though. We got problems down here. Looks like we got one crashed out in turn 2. I think that is the 112 of Kevin Ward. Yes, it is. And the Champion Power Equipment Keown's machine on Fort Irish Keown's, excuse me, got a little bit out of sight. Out of sight and out of control here. Let's take a look at the PTM instant replay yet again. Oh! And I don't know, Russ Kilgore ended up just catching the 112 like that, or if it was just by accident, but that certainly was not the place to be if you were that 112, that is for certain. Here's a better look at the camera angle here. It looks like Kevin's trying to get down. You can see him right below Thacker. He saw an opening there, and Kilgore was like, nope. I mean, again, as a driver, you're not supposed to let them in. if you're trying to go for a big championship run, you're going for a big race win. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it is Talladega, and it will happen kind of time. But unfortunately for Kevin Ward, man, that's going to really hurt his pace and really hurt his chances here. Well, time to go ahead and bring in some more drivers here. Let's go throwing it back up here and take it down with another Olsen Performance Crew driver, the number 23, Josh Caudill now joins me. And Josh, how you doing today, bud?
Hey, doing well. How you doing?
Pretty good. So this Black Mamba Chevrolet Silverado still looking as sleek as ever, and right now you're not doing too shabby with a 16-spot gain up. Now maybe not the hard charge of the day so far, but it seems like you're getting kind of a grip down there.
Yeah, just being patient, you know, letting the race come to us. I mean, there's so many cars that are going to wreck out. You just try to stay clean as long as you can.
For sure. There now, as you go into pit road, I'll ask this last thing here. Let's get in pit road first. So really, the only other thing I'll ask here, when you got the crew and you got the teams kind of working together here, what would you say probably is going to be your biggest opposition to try to get around the track in this case?
Really, I'm not worried about the opposition. I think as long as the teammates stick together and we work together, we'll be able to take care of business. It's, you know, teammates make it work. So everybody else, they'll pal up and team up. But as long as your team works better than everybody else, you'll be fine.
For sure there. All right, Josh, appreciate your time here, bud. We'll see what happens from here.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Josh Caudill, ladies and gentlemen, here in the number 23, currently trying to move the chains, move the cars on in. Speaking of moving some chains up, let's take it back down. It's time to talk with some more NPR crew drivers. One of them just so happens to be that 48 of George Young. Young, good to see you once again, sir.
Yeah, good talking to you, my friend.
Yes, so right now, well, last caution, you got kind of caught up in a bit of a bad spot there, unfortunately,
Yeah.
with Snyder. What happened out there?
Well, I bumped him and I pushed him down, but we came back up on track and probably shouldn't have done that. Because it didn't give me any room to get back in front of him so I can avoid any contact with someone else. But so that's what happened there. But we're all good now. We're still moving to the front, and I think you'll see the NPR boys getting up there.
I was about to say, you got Thacker, Forsyth literally right behind you, and Kilgore just about a couple positions back from Thacker. I'll ask you this. Do the NPR crew look to try to team up and actually make a huge move on these guys here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love to see one of these guys or myself get up there.
Well, you certainly got some time to work at it and maybe some time to win this one out. So, George, we appreciate your time here, bud.
Yep, thank you.
George Young, ladies and gentlemen, in the NPR crew, trying to do what they can find, trying to move the chains on in. Well, before we get back to the action here, let's go ahead and have another little chat down here with some of our other guys here. I believe next on the roster we can bring in, I believe, will be Dakota Wilson. We haven't talked with any of their Southern Speed Motorsports crew drivers, so let's bring this young man in here right now, Wilson Motorsports. This is number 52, ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Wilson.
What's going on?
Going pretty good. How about you today, sir?
Oh, enjoying another lovely Valentine's Day.
Oh, indeed, indeed. So let's ask this here, sir. You're pretty much enjoying a little Valentine's Day and finding a little love from the track. You've been looked like you've been kind of caught off guard though with that last caution before the big one. So now, how do you kind of work around that to get this thing fired back up and mentally prepare for what's going to come?
Yeah, it's still a little early. I won't start going to the front until I don't know about 5 or 10 to go, because I think we're far from done wrecking.
I will not say anything there because I never can be too sure anymore here on PTM Racing TV. There's always something that unexpectedly comes around these days.
Yeah, for sure, especially at Talladega, you never know what you're going to get.
Certainly indeed. Well, nevertheless, here, Wilson, we do appreciate coming on board here, sir. Thank you for your time, and we'll see if you can bring it home for Southern Speed Motorsports.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dakota Wilson here, trying to work his way on by. Amanda Thomas, Whitehead, by the way, I will talk with Charles if I get a chance here this next go around. We're going to go back to the green here in just a minute, so don't worry. I do read your comments section, and I do read your comments there, folks. I will try if I can to bring him in. I don't make promises, though. I've learned to kind of stop doing that a long time ago. guys haven't already, this is your first time on the show. First off, thank you so much for coming on board. By the way, if you would, please be sure to head over to our YouTube and subscribe there so you guys never miss a show, you never miss a beat. It certainly does help out our channel, it certainly helps us out in general. Also, if you'd like, we do have, of course, this Facebook end here where most of our streams come from, so if you will, hit that like and follow button here so that way you never miss the beat, you never miss a live recording. It's always a pleasure to have everyone on board and coming on down to watch some race in action. We're getting ready to bring the drivers back to life, the trucks division. Certainly one of my favorites to watch for a variety of reasons. And it's good to see these guys still laying down the hardware and hard on the charge. Let's see if some full throttle assaults can come from that elusive pit road exits and the speeds that can carry with it. Back to the green flag here at Old Talladega. And again, with so much on the line too, with just literally the points race, the playoffs, the position, the opposition of guys looking for any kind of momentum they can, trying to take the other down. You can see those that usually have a lot more green to their name actually are kind of staying back a little bit up to this point. And again, the reason why is because those that big green banner, they're the playoff drivers. They're the ones trying to make the championship hunt. But they're so keen and aware of the one thing too, which is they know they cannot be trying to get pushed around or shoved off the corners and off the cliffs here, because that will cost them dearly later on. And that's what they're trying to avoid, is all that madness and in between. Oh, okay, so Amanda's actually Thomas going down with the phone. Okay, copy that there, Thomas. The Black Mama tribute, of course, here for Kobe Bryant, that Chevrolet Silverado. Joshua Caudell always seems to bring out on the track, certainly doing him some good, doing some good to run out on the track here. Trying to make something work, trying to make something go around here as they continue to pace their way down. Charles Whitehead earlier, we saw him kind of pushing the field up a bit, now going straight in for the kill switch here as he starts to move it up on the outside. Him and Kevin Kershaw right now, a little bit of a scraffle here, a little bit of a run down. Kershaw a lap down still, just trying to get that back if he at all possible. Being a lap down certainly doesn't help his case any or really help out his frame of mind or his mindset. I think more than anything, he's going to be just trying to push up as hard as he can, get up ahead of these guys while also trying to maybe make a move or two off here. But look at this, right off corners number 3 and 4. We've got a 3 wide salute and ammonium going again. They really want that race lead, that is for certain. Forsythe though kind of ditching his teammates here. I think maybe he found a little bit more help from the other guys. Maybe he was looking for something a little bit more than what the other NPR drivers were giving him. I'm not sure that was a smart move in this case here, especially considering we're past halfway now because it's next time by. If anything, I think it may have actually hurt his chances more than it actually helped him. These guys, oh no, they're going to go in. This is going to be a quadruple wide run here, folks. Look out for this one. We're not just 1-3 wide. We're not just 2-3 wide. We're not even just 4-3 wide. We're 5 deep in this field and in this hunt. Look at this, a sight to behold and a sight to see if you're one of the 50,000 in attendance here today at Talladega. The fans are on their feet, they're watching in abstract as they're trying to see if anyone's going to be able to hold this one down. Jonathan Diamond, by the way, he started 26th. He is right now racing for the lead. Trey Whitehead getting pushed pretty hard here with the 76 as well as that 15 Jason Taylor. Taylor though a little too hard on the push and gets 76 loose. And Trey Whitehead with that straight dive down to the bottom on the 4. Oh, Trey Whitehead literally escapes with the lead, but he almost took Harris with him. Oh my. Well, that one right there may have been good for Whitehead, but I don't think Jason Taylor is going to be too happy about that, knowing that he pushed the 76 ahead of him just a little bit more and also pushed the 33 into the race lead. That's hard pushing, that's hard shoving, but that's not clean living. That's just crazy living right there. I don't know how the heck he got away with that one. These Talladega races, man, I'm telling you, they just get crazier and crazier as we go along for the rides. I don't know how the heck we still call these things, or how the heck we even get into these as much as we need to, but man, these guys, they get into it as much as I would as a driver, and that's the one thing I love to see. The onboard camera here, the Keystone Light Cam here with John Thacker here at 9 spots up, trying to get back with the teammates here. Forsyth and Young right there beside him. Right in front of him, I should say, not beside him. Kilgore trying to get beside him here, but he's currently still ways away. You know, one thing I really kind of wonder, though, is if these guys did calm down a little bit, maybe they just kind of let the trucks kind of do their own thing rather than trying to push as hard as they are right now. Would that be of any significant use, or would that actually help them out? Because, I mean, it almost seems like everybody is wanting to take home some hardware and take home some charges, but they seem to forget the overall lack of control that these things can have when you got into a big wreck, and they happen often than not, and they're going to happen again! Big wreck colliding right off turn number 2! Oh, are you kidding me? Oh, a huge wreck here right off turn number 3. It's the big one ×2 now at Talladega. What we saw on the onboard camera there, Wilcox looked like he got away with it for the most part, but he did not escape cleanly. He'll have some positions to work with, but that's not saying much when you got drivers that literally got pwned and pounded in there. We'll take a look at the PTM instant replay and find out what transpired here. From my angle, it looked like, if we could find Wilcox here, we can get a good look at this here. It looked like maybe there was a little bit of a charge that was coming from the boys, and things got a little crazy. Remember, here's what happened. Here's Wilcox. The 69 gives a little push here into the rear end, and looks like Garth Snyder forgot where he was at. He gets download the 8. Look at Janzik. He gets sent out of here. Janzik kind of collided in there and kind of sent back to the back of the realms here, and looks like he had all sorts of problems here. We'll take one more look at it from the gearbox cam here at Janzik. You can see Snyder, man, once he came down, he got the field. Wow. Complete and utter madness here on PTM Racing TV, and right now these drivers very well aware they're running out of time as much as they're running out of fast repairs. They only get two in this Talladega race, and they're already using it up here, so we'll see if that comes back to haunt them. And it looks like I gave Janzik the old broadcaster curse because I know I brought him in earlier. Seems like we just can't escape it, and nor can we escape the rest. But let's take it down now and talk with some more drivers here real quick. The number 2 of Russ Kilgore joins me in here. Russ, do you have a copy down there, sir?
I do. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. Well, right now it looks like you've been doing okay to literally kind of to then all of a sudden, like, what happened next? What the heck's going on down there for you and your Rod Baker Ford F-150?
Yeah, that was chaos. I've been dodging them pretty good all night, and just couldn't avoid that one. So I had to go to the trailer and get a fresh truck, and we'll see what we can do now.
Certainly did indeed. Now I'll ask you this: now you got a fresh truck and still got your teammates kind of trying to get out of there as well. I mean, I talked to some of the other NPR crew out there earlier, but you seem to be kind of more of a lone wolf, if you will, when it comes to your racing runs. Are you just trying to be more kind of out there and just kind of do your own thing, or are you looking for help here?
No, I'm gonna definitely try to get all of them going. I forgot to change my paint tonight to MPR, so they're giving me a hard time. So I'm gonna try to push them to the win because I don't think they'll push me.
Well, you never know around here anymore, but nevertheless, we do appreciate your time here, Russ.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Thanks.
The NPR driver here, number 2, Russ Kilgore, calling off from the line here. We'll take it down now and talk with the Oval Sim Performance driver, number 51, Charles Whitehead. And Charles, I know this has not been quite your day here. You've had quite a bit of some fair unbalanced shakes here. What's been going on down for the 51 team?
Oh, just hanging in there, trying to drive and stay out of trouble, and it ain't working.
It seems like more than anything, the draft is definitely getting there, and you're getting some speed. But how hard is it really kind of handle these things and kind of get through the corners in your eyes with the packs?
Oh, and the pack in the corners, they're loose and hard, a handful. I know that much.
Certainly indeed.
And you got to hit them straight, or you're going to turn somebody.
Yeah, that definitely has been a bit of the case here. Well, nevertheless, though, as your Monster Energy Chevrolet, or excuse me, Ford F-150 here comes back to the track, what do you think here? Do you think you have some more momentum coming up, or what's going to go down?
Yeah, I'm going to run it to the front and try to stay out of trouble.
All right,
get this win.
All right, Charles. Well, we appreciate your time here, sir. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Charles Whitehead, ladies and gentlemen, number 51 driver. Coming on the line now. We're going to get fielded back in position. Well, there you go, Thomas. We got you all taken care of there, bud. Brad Pat saying the huge one. Yeah, there was 2 huge ones there, Brad. And it's been a collision course there from either turn 3 or it's been a collision course on the front straightaway. There's no other areas. And really, I mean, a lot of this, remember, drivers and remember, fans out there, if you're watching here at Talladega County, Talladega, Alabama's Talladega Superspeedway, the biggest thing you just got to know and realize that these drivers have a limited amount of view and a little bit amount of control they actually have on hand here. Most of them actually are literally having to deal with the added struggle and the pressure that comes from dealing with that small little mirror in their cockpits, as well as having to hope and pray that their spotters are telling them exactly where they're at and exactly where they are. Otherwise, they're still in a bit of a deep lounge in a different spot here, and it makes things very much more difficult. I suspect here, though, now that we've gotten a little bit more into it, I don't know. I think there's going to be something here that's going to really bring it out to this one. Field looking to get their way swelled up, cleared out yet again here. Back to the green flag. It's time to charge them off again. Brock Whitehead 24th, and everyone behind him right now a lap down. They're not going to get any more breathers here or any more chances. They've got to start figuring stuff out. They're halfway, and they already have been pretty much taking each other for a ride and a half, giving themselves a lot of room and a lot of areas to really fight off with. So at this point, it all boils down to how you want to make your moves, how you want to make your runs. You can see Janzik, he's already going straight for the kill switch here. He's going right up there with the 53 of Christian Wilcox and the Manscaped Silverado. Wilcox, by the way, something I haven't even brought up all day long, but, you know, this first win of the season was literally at Daytona, and his first one ever here on PTM Racing TV. If there's one guy that may like to run a play track more than anything and can figure out how to do the best of it, it may be him. He may be the guy to watch out for now, despite taking that damage he suffered in turn 3. He does have one more ensnare pair left to go, so that's not to say he can't possibly run away and scrunch himself a victory here. Take a look at that awesome, beautifully painted sure feed number 90 here. It's Richard Fornshell as he continues to move the field on by. He's got a lot of heavy hitting to do and a lot of momentum to burst up within the corners. As he continues to push the number 5 of Robert Lawrence here and the champion Power Equipment Green Mountain Grills F-150. The DuPont number 1 Chevrolet Silverado, though, Nathan Meyer have not brought his name up all day long, but yes, he is your race leader for the time being anyway. Looking to maybe make some more moves and some more headways here. Well, looks like we're going to 3 wide salute him yet again here and get things all kind of squared away and wrapped up. So let's go ahead and take it down now and have a little fun, crank it up a bit more. It's time to put up the show and put up the screen. Let's crank it up yet again here on PTM Racing TV. Talk about hanging in there and literally putting everything on the line here just to try to make it big and try to make it all the worthwhile. This right now is an absolute clinic up front. Still everybody packed deep into that draft, and Wilcox right now looks like he's finally found his run, finally found his momentum. Janzik kind of helping him pull the way. Janzik's got to be careful though. Remember the last times he was stuck in the same situation. It was almost a must-win. Come the next couple races, the next couple moments, almost cost himself a championship. And indeed, it actually, well, chance actually getting to the championship. Actually, his chance actually got dashed a little bit out of Auto Club for that Cup Series, although I don't think he likes to bring it up too much anymore. Justin White, I'll say this right now, man. This guy has been pretty impressive so far today. He's been staying out of trouble, and he's been right up there with this field. I think, if anything, he might be a little bit of an underdog here. He might be a little bit of a guy you got to watch out for. He's kind of a silent assassin down there. He's not whooping and hollering. He's not trying to make any big headways or any big bonsai moves. He's just been kind of pushing it up there and kind of leaving it there. 22 now turns into 21 laps to go here. Time is starting to evaporate and starting to give a little bit more of an addictive debated pace. Trucks are going to have to figure out when they want to go into pit road and get some more fuel, because I guarantee you they'll be short a few laps here. 80% of fuel with these trucks in this kind of lap time. That's definitely not going to be enough. Thomas, I do know I got 2 more to go here when it comes to the Whitehead camp. kind of marching their way on around yet again here. Everyone's still in a packed draft, 3 wide, top slide, saluting everything in between. No one has given up the lines. No one's given up any momentum boost here. And right now, if you want to talk about momentum boost, look at our best lap time speeds reaching past 200 miles per hour. On some of these guys that are literally just mounting the charge up to the front. Also staying at about 193 to about 194 there on the overall speed package wise, but everyone else, well, it's been open season for the rest of the field. Jonathan Diamond here looking to keep his line in check here and keep himself in play as the 5 of Robert Lawrence has been smashing and smacking that rear end up as hard as he can. The rubber may be getting laid down more on that bottom lane and maybe making things a little bit more tricky to work around here. You see the 91 of Kevin Kershaw almost gonna put a lap down. He'll have to not worry about no more because now we got a big wreck right off of turn number 1. We got Jonathan Diamond flipping it upside down into the turns. And unlike Sheldon Pearson earlier, he catches a big break, getting it back on all 4 wheels there, but the damage certainly has been done. Oh my goodness, huge wreck here unfortunately ensuing there. What has happened unfortunately? And just like we saw earlier, Forsythe kind of trying to hold his line down. Diamond, it looked like he got a little too close for comfort and ends up sending him back a few spots and back around the track here. That's really a tough call to be at and really kind of a tough position to be put into. You just never expect this kind of scenario to happen or really bring upon yourself. Those that were lap traffic though, man, they catch a big break here because it looked like from my end here, it could have gone either way on where they were going to have to go because once lap traffic came around, you're going to have to either get them to the bottom of the yellow or you're going to have to hope for the best. Either way, damage has been done. Wow. Well, I guess if you couldn't ask for a crazier race, then I think you're going to get it right here and now. Let's take it down here and talk some more Southern Speed Motorsports drivers here. We'll go ahead and bring in for Thomas Whitehead, Mr. Brock Whitehead in the 82. Brock, if you got a copy down there, bud, right now it's been quite a showing for yourself and the crew, but it looks like Lady Luck has been dealing with you a bad hand as well.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of bad luck. I'm lucky dog candidate because the Garth got into that, so I'm gonna be able to go around, take fuel, and hopefully get back up there. I have no fast repairs because I had to take that one whenever I nosed it parallel into the wall on the front stretch, and then I got shoved into the other one in the middle of 3 and 4.
So with that in mind here, and obviously trying to fight some racing demons as much as you're dealing with the other demons out on the track, what's it look like right now, fuel line and everything there with what you need to put in there?
I'm sitting at 9.1, so I'll probably fill it up. I don't think we'll make it to the end, but if we do, I'll try and get up there and win it.
Well, you definitely got plenty of time to do it here. There's not saying that anything can't happen here down at Talladega, so best of luck down there, bud.
Thank you.
Southern Speed Motorsports is here. Brock Whitehead on the call. And you can tell he is definitely determined to get this one dialed in. When we come back, more action here at Talladega. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. You need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market. There has only been one branded name you trust in, and that is, of course, Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as check out their website at www.greenmountaingrills.com so you guys can get the best wood-fired pellet grills for your next outing. Well, let's go ahead and chat real quick here with Mr. Trey Whitehead. He has been kind of looming in the background a little bit here. He's been kind of hanging around a little bit. So let's bring him in now. Race fans here. Trey, you got a copy down there, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you're the last of our Whiteheads today. So right at the moment here, you've been pretty much the fastest of the Whiteheads. You've been in the race lead a few times. You've been hanging with these guys quite a few times. But now it's kind of turning into a bit of a do-or-die mover off of the corners, isn't it?
Yeah, it's we were leading pretty good, and I felt like we could either be up front and we can push really well. I was pushing Nathan there, but we had to drop back on the backstretch. Temp was getting up to 250, 260 on the water, and didn't want it to get too hot, so I had to drop back, and we're just kind of riding now, avoiding everything. So, but we're filled up on fuel, and we got some fresh tires, and we'll see what we can do.
So with this Buffalo Springs Silverado Chevrolet, obviously, this design, this truck, obviously been kind of kept under wraps, kept under clean. But with the damage in the rear end, has that been affecting your aerodynamics at all when it comes to trying to grab the push of the drafts at all today?
So I believe that's just a visual effect. I'm not sure if it's really affecting my car. I don't have any repairs in the pits, so I don't seem to be affected by it at the moment. We're still pretty quick, so I guess we'll figure it out here on this this little, I don't know, 15 lap run to the end.
All right, well, Trey, we do appreciate your time here, sir. Thanks for coming on board, and we'll see what happens here as you try to work it with the NPR crew and your team chat.
Yes, sir. We're with NPR tonight, so a little collab for the on-track stuff. So.
Absolutely. All right, Trey. Thanks for your time, buddy.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
33, ladies and gentlemen, Buffalo Springs. Trey Whitehead on the call and on the list here. Everybody trying to just desperately find anything to help them finish this race out. At this point, though, really, it's all about just pacing and timing, in my opinion. Everyone's been doing what they need to and in between. But I think the biggest problem they're still facing here, again, as per usual, it's just avoiding their own mentalities, their own mindsets. Everybody wants to push to the front, which means everyone's going to have to run off as hard as they can in the front. And because of how stable these trucks are until you get into the big pack drafts and then get them a little bit loose, they're pretty much just locked to the ground and the track itself. And that makes it a lot more difficult to get those big moves, those big positions in. So now, we're just going to have to see what happens here. If I had to choose a favorite right now, I would easily have to go around with Kevin Kershaw, or I'd have to probably give the nod to John Thacker. In my opinion, Thacker today has been pretty much clean as a whistle and been keeping himself out of trouble. Despite the damage you may see on his rear end, that doesn't mean nothing on the rear bumper. He can get that corner panel to actually drive in a lot harder than some other drivers I've seen before really put on. And he's a proven champion, a commodity on these kind of tracks and these kind of surfaces. So who knows really what kind of lays in their hand. But like I said, if you don't have the will to play with Lady Luck, then you're pretty much just gonna hope for they're pretty much just gonna have to hope that she doesn't deal you a huge bad hand. That is the only way to really win out here, and that's the only way to really survive out on this track. Here they come off the lines to the chicanes down on the front straightaway here. Let's send it back on down and crank this one up a few notches. Let's put some pedal down into the metal here, boys. Get to the green. We're off and running again. Charles, maybe wisely, strategized-wise, he just goes straight to the bottom and he doesn't want anything to do with this. He'll let every single driver go on by him here. Look out for Kershaw, though. Oh my, he was really offsided there. The champion power equipment 91 lopsided through corner number 2. You saw that truck literally almost going sent back out to the outhouse. He held on to it though. Nathan Meyer, the number 1 DuPont Chevrolet, now looking to try to garner some momentum and some attention here with Ford Shell Thacker, one of my picks, going right behind him. But watch out, because Wilcox is now back into the hunt. Every driver for themselves. There are no more friends at this point. It's either just go for it and win, or hope you can find a place to sink rather than swim. Remember tomorrow night as well. Hold on a minute, just a minute. Look out here. Ford Shell got tagged by Meyer. Meyer go to the yellow line. Hold it down. Okay, well, let's try to get okay, maybe not. Watch out, Jansen gets a little bit of up to the top side, sends one, and Caleb Forsyth a little bit loopy. They are all over the place here. Nobody is even holding these things straight in line. At this point, they really can't. The only thing they can do is just hope that they can garner some momentum and some control down there, but there is no such thing as control, especially when you got guys like Adam Scrum kind of put in the middle of the fight here. His first chance of opportunity to come away with a W, and he's literally at the biggest point of his career, but now he's going up against one of James Harris. And really, do you try to test that old Force mentality, his old driving style? He's been known to give you a few headaches here or there if you're not careful with him. Scrum, this is his first showing into that race lead antics here. He's doing a pretty good job, though, backing off now, letting things kind of simmer down. Kershaw takes the race lead away as Forsythe and Young go for a ride. Russ Kilgore is right beside there with Forsythe. Don the Diamond, big damage there on the number 39, and this is not looking good. Oh my, man, that was a huge wild wreck there we just saw. We'll take a look at the PTM replay. It looks like Trey Whitehead was pushing that 76 just a little bit. It looks like Forsythe was loose though, and then Trey just kind of caught him. You see Young got tagged in, Diamond completely sent out of here. Now Kilgore, I'm not really sure what happened there exactly. I think we need to go to the onboard camera here and take a look at his end and see what he saw there. Here's the big wreck. Everyone trying to avoid it. Look at Diamond. Oh, right into Kilgore. That's why Kilgore backed off so quick there. He knew it was coming. Because I was about to say I didn't see him wreck in there, but he definitely got a bit of damage there, and that truck unfortunately will cost him all the run he had built up. That's a darn shame there, unfortunately. Well, I know we haven't talked with all the drivers here today, but at this point I think we may need to relax on that because we got most of the drivers we got left on the list to talk to. They are up in the race lead, and you know how I feel about that, so we're going to leave them alone. Everybody else behind in the packs here we have talked with, so at this point we're just going to kind of leave the rest of the top guys alone and let them do their own thing. But just to clarify what I was about to say earlier, coming up tomorrow night, Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series, they're going to have 2 heats, 2 duels, 25 laps apiece. It's a fight to get the #1 spot out on the top row at Daytona. But which 2 drivers will be the starting guns? Which 2 drivers will be the ones to bring the Great American Race back to prominence? We'll find out then and there, as the actual Daytona 500 will be this Sunday. Cannot wait to see that and watch it live on the show. Of course, to you fans out there, if you've never tuned in to see these kind of races, kind of see these actions here, you're missing out on quite a bit. Be sure to take a look at our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and like and follow us up, if not more so. Go ahead and subscribe here to YouTube so you guys never ever miss our shows or miss a beat. Chances starting to run away, chances starting to gloom and be a bit of a doom-full situation. Every single one of these drivers right now, they've got to go for it all and hope for the best here. We bring him from the backstretch. We send him in turn number 3 and 4. And off of 4 down that straightaway of the tri-oval, these drivers, the Green Mountain Grill's Fast and Fun Truck Series champions of all around, are going to be put to their limits, put to the absolute test. Only one can walk away with the W and walk away with the victory. This thing out of turn 1 and 2 right now. Everyone is getting prepared for what is about to come. They know what lies ahead. They know what's coming up. The only thing they can hope for and pray for is that this one can finish under green and things can get cleared out around here. The time has risen, the time has come. We're down to only 9 laps left on the track. Which one of these drivers is going to come away the victor and who will advance in? We're about to find out right now. The playoffs are still in high gear, and those that need to get a win to get in will go for it. The points will secure it. A win gives you more points, it gives you more opportunities. For guys like Nathan Meyer right now, they also have to be very, very careful. They will rock their green banners as high as they can to the stars above and all around. For guys like James Harris, they just need to keep steady pace. And avoid trauma and avoid the carnage because they know where the championships are such at stake and so on the line. Kershaw getting pushed in a little bit by the 1 of Nathan Meyer here. The 4 of Harris though, trying to keep Fornshell under stable grounds. Adam Scrum, the 95 Mobile 1 Toyota Tundra, for the first time, really in a long time, has been in an opportunity to win his first race of his career. But he's got guys like Joshua Caudill now with one last step, one last gas, one last boost of momentum. Guys are getting pushed and shoved around all over the place here in turn number 1. And there's the crossover down on turn 2. The 4 of James Harris swings it right at Kershaw. Kershaw had nothing for him. He couldn't hold it down with one there, couldn't put in position. Fornshell is going to have to work a little bit more hard though because Caudill is still in it. Jantic got a little too much of Caudill there. It might have cost him some momentum. He's got to be careful down there. He can't overdrive it. These drivers are literally reaching their braking points, I guarantee you. More than anything, these guys are literally wanting to push bumpers, push fenders, and everything they've got, and just hope that one of them can stick better than the other. No one is done. No one is given out yet. Fornshell's already been a race winner this season. He wants another one. Can he grab another victory? He's done it down in the southern states for quite some time. Can he get another one down in another southern end? He's still dealing with the added pressure that lays ahead of him though. Everybody else much the same. Tyler Meeks, you saw that onboard camera, his focus, his drive right now, just trying to hold the line down and hoping that nothing bad happens up front of him. Because they're going to pack them, they're going to stack them, they're going to get put into a huge opening or two. Every driver for themselves here with the last laps rolling up. 6 laps remain. Who is going to be able to just avoid the mess and avoid the corners here? That remains to be unknown and unchecked. It is still anybody's race, anybody's game plan here to win this. Oh my goodness, folks. This is what you come to see. This is what you want to see. You want to see the absolute best shootout. You want to see the absolute best give it all they've got. Scrum is in a tight spot with Caudill. Caudill's trying to hold it up top and get out of that wall protection area. Kershaw is driving up more and more. Scrum trying to avoid him. Caudill getting put in there by Jantic. Jantic trying to see if he can find another opening. Look at Scrum though. Gets pushed a little harder. Got sent around a little bit. Justin White has to back off and get him weighed out. Meeks getting centered away. Trouble down there for Young. Had to put him in pit road. He gets put down there. And look at Caudill with the power move right up turn 1 into turn 2. He sent it to the bottom. Scrum had a shot. He lost it. Does Scrum have enough to get one more chance at this? Does he have anything left? Do any of these drivers have anything left to go for show for themselves? They've got their family, friends, and all watching, sponsors included. They know that's on the line. And Trey Whitehead get clipped in by Justin White. The field wreck, a huge wreck at the turn 112. Kevin Ward has been flown into the air. He's wrecked it hard off turn number 3 and 4, and a collision course caution is out again. Oh my goodness. Well, Kevin Ward didn't just get banished out of the track. He got pretty much sent out of existence with that one. Trey Whitehead had to do everything he could to move the field in, but this is not what he had in mind. He was pushing hard, got into Justin White. Everyone's trying to avoid it. And look at the 112 Kevin Ward. He got flung so hard out of here. He had nowhere he could go, but let's look at that 33 of Trey Whitehead and really what started this mess to begin with. He really just could not hold it down in time with how close it was. You can see Justin White right here looking to pull it up closer, closer, entering into the turn. He's trying to stay off that wall. White goes up a little bit at him, and the big one just ensues and takes every single one of these guys out of the tri-end and into the wrecks. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, folks. This is complete carnage. This is chaos around here on PTM Racing TV. Somebody's got to win this. Someone will win this. But who is it even going to be at this point? Caudill, with maybe the move of the night, or the day I should say, may have just secured it. If he can just hold on a little longer. Ab Scrum, though, man. Give him credit where credit's due. He's pulling off everything here. Trying and hoping for something to go his way. But no one is given any chances here for free. You work and you fight for it. Someone's going to win it. But who will it be? We find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, again, brought to you in part by Green Mountain Grills. You guys need the best wood pellet grills on the market. There's only been one brand name that all rely on and all trust in. And that is with the friends and folks over at Green Mountain Grills. You be sure to check out their social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Head over to their Facebook as well. Check out their local products and all their line that they bring. And on their website at www.greenmountaingrills.com. They will offer you the best and provide the best of ingredients to get your next barbecue going. So now, let's look at the telling of the tape here. Everybody right now in that top 3 do not need this win. They are doing this for bragging right reasons. They are doing this to have it under their name, under their display. For the guys 4th and 5th, like Jantic and Harris, they need to stay in consistent pace and consistent shot, as well as Nathan Meyer there in that 1, who's about 7th place right now. They all need to have a good points day here to stay in the playoff championship race. Next week is the final race before the season championship on the 28th. That will settle the score and that will end out the season. There are a lot of big names here that have pretty much been kind of locked and loaded and sent out of here in the championship hunt. Forsythe is still in it and still firing everything he can. Wilcox is still in it. He's not done just yet. Tyler Meeks certainly still in it. And Trey Whitehead is also still in it. That is kind of the remaining field, though. You may have noticed we only can take 4 drivers into that second to final race of the season. We can only take 4 drivers into the final race of the season. And those we just listed off are the only ones left out of the championship hunt drivers. Those that have been crashed out and cost dearly, they have been done and over with here. They have nothing else they can do. It all of a sudden now just becomes timing, strategy, and position. We have double file restart engaged. You can feel the intensity. You can cut it with a knife here on PTM Racing TV. You can see everybody and their family members, their friends, their loved ones on this Valentine's Day afternoon watching along here at Talladega Superspeedway. Over 50,000 in attendance, and many others watching from home and watching around the track here on PTM Racing TV. It has been truly an honor and a showcase for you and my friends, my family that have tuned on in with us here. We thank you, we appreciate you, we love you, and we hope when we conclude this one that maybe we are left in amazement. We're left in another shocking, thrilling turn of events. These races here at Talladega, there are always one to watch out for, and there's certainly something you got to keep your close eye on. There is no telling who is going to walk away with the W or the win. There's only one way to know. Just put the drivers out and let them race it on. Somebody will play this one into victory lane. Someone will get the big W. Who is it going to be, though? We're about to see. We'll bring him right off of corner number 4. Caudill, Fornshell, they're the 2 front runners, and they've got some major company behind them. Championship implications could be at stake here. Who can drive to survive at Talladega? Oh, I got jitters in the booth. I've got the shakes. I've got a little bit of my hair standing up on end. It's gonna be a hard one to tell here. Off a corner for that trial front straight away, leading it down. Caudill gets the run. Green's out. Watch for Janzik, look at him, power move that thing right out of the gate. Got to Caudill's rear bumper now, looking to maybe go to the outside. Oh, he's not going the outside, he's gonna go the inside. He's pushing Caudill around. Caudill not taking it though. He's not gonna let it happen. But Fornshell sneaks his way on the outside now. Fornshell has a run, he's coming up with it. A huge push from the drivers though. Harris getting collided in from Justin White, they hang on. Can they hang on long enough here? They're getting moved back in the pack a little bit. Harris is gone. And Harris wrecks it off of turn number 3 and 4. Oh my goodness. Well, Kershaw literally went out of the ballpark as well, like Kevin Ward did just a minute ago. And now they have one last green-white checker to get this thing in and finish, but what the heck happened here? Holy smokes. Well, we knew Talladega was going to get rough here, but it looks like, from my angle there, looks like James was trying to force the issue. Watch Taylor, though, 4 wide salute. And Taylor just barely catches Kershaw. Once you're loose like that, you're pretty much in trouble. Taylor thought he had the opening and he thought he had the run. I mean, from that angle, I can see what he means. I can see what he was up to. But again, was it the right call? I'll leave you to decide that, race fans. We're going to take 2 more camera angles here. Watch Harris. Watch this push on the Grinds Coffee Pouches 28. Harris seizes an opening. He thinks the 28 will get out of his way here. But then collides in. Strom backs out. Strom gets out of that mess. And then here's where everything goes completely haywire. Harris just hoping everything will work out okay. He's got enough of a truck left to begin with, but here's what happened to the number 91 here of Kevin Kirscher. Watch this. Same spot almost that we saw what happened to Kevin Ward earlier, and he just... I'm not sure what kind of pinball they got going on down there. They're playing here with Talladega, but those Glitchcraft Gremlins really gotta stop going to the arcades all the time. They're literally sending these guys out of the ballpark with this pinball machine thing they've got down there. It's like a pinball bumper, man. They just keep flying, just keep flinging it right at the drivers. Well, you guys can judge this one for yourselves and figure out who's gonna get this win. This is their last green-white checker attempt. They mess this up, it's game over. Opportunities like this do not come often. Opportunities like this are met with great power and great siege. We are now one step away from the ultimate finish. Can they keep things under control just long enough? Double filed up again here. They're ready to bring it back to the green. The green comes out one last time. No matter what happens, it's game over. Caudill with the lead. Strom and Jantic right behind. Fornshell and Meyer right in the hunt too. Oh no, they're gonna get really loose here off turn number 2. Strom holds it. Can he hang on? Oh, he's pushing, he's shoving, he's giving everything he got. Fornshell gets collided in. Fornshell wrecks. This is over. Joshua Caudill, for the first time in his career, can walk away knowing he's a winner. He takes it at Talladega. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's not the way any driver wants to win. It's not the way anybody wants to come out on top. But for Joshua Caudill, I think this one's going to be just a little bit more sweet for him. I think this one will be a little sweeter knowing he's got a victory. Jantic will advance into the last race with a big points get. Forsythe, thanks to his third place finisher, that will help him out tremendously. He's got a chance. Nathan Meyer, much the same. Next week, though, James Harris is going to have a lot, and I mean a lot of work to do to hopefully survive and conquer out there. He had a good cushion on his points lead, but that's not saying much when you got guys like Jantic, Forsythe, and Meyer kind of moving in quickly here and kind of helping themselves there. The checkers will come out in our 10th and final caution of the day. Results And maybe what could be the biggest moment for Joshua Caudill, maybe not under the circumstances again. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's not the way he would have wanted it. But there is one thing he can remember from this day at Talladega. He earned it, from his blocks to his runs to everything in between. He will come out on top and your race winner. It's been a while since we've seen this guy literally take it to victory lane. And oh, by the way, he is our very, very first driver ever to go 27 spots back. He was dead last at the beginning of this race, and he charges the ultimate of hard chargers. He is your race winner. And this is just that much sweeter. Two years to the days. 2 years have been long gone since we've lost Kobe Bryant and his daughters, and we've lost a big name to our world. And I think this win for Joshua Caudill just shows his spirit was with him today. Her spirit was with him today inside that truck, and with a big victory, this one can finally lay in peace for him and his crew. Let's go ahead and talk with our finishers here now. Let's go ahead and bring in MPR's Mercedes 6 Caleb Forsyth. They're coming on the line here. Caleb, congratulations here on a third place finisher, sir, in that Colt 45 machine. You had a lot of hard charging to do, going 17 up and putting everything to the line and the wire. What was it like for you to finally know you got yourself in a pretty good spot and contention to the final race before the championship round?
Yeah, man, that was a blast right there. I hate it finished like it did. I think if we could have actually sent it on green right there, I could have had a shot. Set a pretty good spot, 8th place on the outside. That's where we wanted to be at, close to the front, not in the front. That outside line was running amazing tonight. Felt really good. Got really fortunate. Missed some huge wrecks right there, especially there at the end, and then a couple wrecks before. Really just anytime we come to a super speedway, it's 90% luck and 10% skill, and that's the tracks I tend to do good on.
Well, definitely gave you a little bit of a lucky break here, and a little bit of lady luck being on your side here. As you go into the next week's race, what's it going to take for you and your crew to basically try to do this one more time and possibly make a run for the championship?
There's absolutely no shot for any MPR person to ever sit in a championship spot. We're underfunded, under-talented, but we have a lot of fun. We're just going to come out here and have fun, see what happens.
That's certainly one way to put it. Well, nevertheless, here, thanks to you, Forsyth, for coming on board here again. I'm going to ask you this last thing here. Does anybody want to thank for this?
Yeah, first and foremost, I got to thank the boys at NPR. They one of the best race teams you could ever be a part of, also with Green Mountain Grills, Champion Power Equipment. All the people that put this on and back us, they did an amazing job. We have a lot of fun out here.
For sure there. Well, Forsyth, thank you for your time, sir. Congratulations yet again. Good to see you once more here.
Thanks, sir. Y'all have a good night.
You too, ladies and gentlemen. Caleb Forsyth walking away here in NPR. Let's take it down now and talk with the number 40. He'll go second place today. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Janzik here. And Janzik, congratulations on that second place finish. And things certainly got a little wild at the end.
Forget the second place finish, man. We got this win for Josh Caudill because he deserves it. And that is the most important thing that we could have did. Yeah, we got great playoff points. OSP 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. Charles Whitehead's best league finish. I mean, what else could have gone right? This was some of the most fun I've had.
Well, it certainly seems like you guys are enjoying yourself and having a good time down there. But I mean, I'll ask this too. You got a lot going through your mind, a lot on the line here. When you were getting these guys to the front there, what was it meaning to you when you finally saw everything kind of come together and culminate on that final laps?
We saw, and let's also say this. Josh Caudill went with me to that top side. He saw what Christian and I were trying, and Christian and I almost got it. And then when the way we line back up, Josh and I under caution were kind of talking about like, this could be our chance to do that, and we finally got it to work thanks to a couple of checks on the inside lane that allowed us to be able to get him clear, and then a really well timed caution allowed us to be able to execute it again. And man, I can't be happier about this team. I can't be happier for Josh. It's again, what else could have gone right? We could have got somebody third, I guess. Jeez, not to be greedy, but I'm smiling ear to ear, man. That's awesome.
For sure there. Well, Janzik, nevertheless, definitely going to be smiling quite a while for this one, but nevertheless, second place here at Talladega. I'll ask you this for you and your team. Who do you want to thank for that?
Yeah, super thankful to Green Mountain Grills, our league sponsor, of course. Best pellet grills that money can buy, greenmountaingrills.com. Thanks to the Free Beer and Hot Wings Morning Radio Show, as always, for their sponsorship to me. Listen to them Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern at the Free Beer and Hot Wings at freebeerandhotwings.com, and Elite Performance Industries, best iRacing setups, hands down. Experience with Team Conti. I mean, again, what else do I have to say? ElitePerformanceIndustries.com, PTM Racing TV, the whole Oval Sim Performance organization. It's a great place to be, and that's exactly what I wanted to build, and we've done it. Go get Josh. I'm happier than he is. I'm just more excited for him than he is. I guarantee it. But yeah, this is awesome.
For sure there. Well, we're about to bring him in now, so thank you for your time here, Janzik. Congratulations, sir. Good to see you really in the fight and in the zone all day long.
Yep, 10-4, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you tomorrow indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Janzik comes away second, but nevertheless here, 2 years to the day, running a scheme that really culminates and collides here with the victory. Caudill, this is their time, bud. Congratulations at long last.
I appreciate this. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. But you stick with it, and you get good teammates, and everything seems to work out the right way. Craig's been a great teammate, great leader, and so I got the push when I needed. So it's good stuff.
You had a lot going on down the track there. A lot of guys were trying to get a little bit ahead of your curve or trying to get right up there to you. Originally, I thought Janzik was looking to try to make a pass on you and try to get a run, but later as we kind of watched it back now, kind of thinking about it, you actually were getting help from him there, and I know the Oval Sim Performance crew definitely trying to help each other to the line to the end here, but for you anyway, this is your first. I mean, tell me what it just feels like to even get this moment, to even get this chance.
It feels good. Honestly, when I came in, I didn't think it'd take this long, but these guys are good in this league, and so to win one, you've really got to be on your game. So it's really helped. This is a restrictor plate, so it's anybody can win here, but it's just really helped on other tracks as well. Just race with these good guys. So it's been a long time coming, but hopefully there's more to come.
I'd say there's definitely more to come with the kind of moments and moves you made today. So Caudill, is there anybody you want to thank here for this first win of your career?
I just want to thank everybody with the Fast and Fun series, Green Mountain Grills, Oval Sim Performance, James putting on this series, Craig leading our team. It's been a really great experience with Craig and Nathan and Tyler and everybody else. I don't forget anybody, Charles, Steven. It's been a great experience. So just looking to finish out the season strong and hopefully get another one.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Caudill, like we said before, you've been waiting for this moment and the time has finally come. Congratulations, sir. Long overdue.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 23, Joshua Caudill, at long last can pull this one into victory lane. And ladies and gentlemen, that's really going to conclude everything, kind of show you what we got on store and on display for Green Mountain Grills. Thank you again for supporting here. And just real quick, I'm going to say this too, like leading into tomorrow as well as next week. Obviously, we talked Janzik. Janzik's pretty comfortable right now with this points race. And kind of overall comfortable with everything else going on the track, but does that necessarily lay down the momentum here to help him out towards the end? Because a lot of drivers, for that matter, you see really that top list here, they got sent back a few spots and kind of pushed back a little bit in their end zone. So this could be the race that kind of settles the score and gets everyone kind of more out of shape and out of place here because of what they've got to go ahead of next week here. So, but we're going to find out because, again, there's a lot going down. There's a lot at stake. Especially when you try to run a track like Nashville Superspeedway. I think that could be the equalizer that really gets the top dogs into the spot and into the shot. But will that happen? We will have to see. But nevertheless, though, that is all we have covered here for you in the Green Mountain Girls Fast Fun Truck Series. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Thank you for all of your support. And we'll see you tomorrow night. Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series. Let the duels commence. Until then, be good and take care of yourselves out there.